G'day, welcome to Bushy and Zab's home cooking show. Today we're going to be cooking some great recipes for you, the viewer, to try at home. I'm going to be starting off with some kangaroo stew on the top of mashed potatoes. And what about you, Zabs?
Well, for all you vegetarians, I'm going to make it easy and keep you energetic. And I'm going to start off with some spinach fettuccine with some lentils to give you all that iron and protein.
We'll also be including a few little extras, such as some entrees and some salads, maybe even some desserts. And I'd really like to do something with my old mate, the radishes. Anyway, let's cook. The garden. Yep, this is where it all starts. The birds have been eating me bloody strawberries. They're taking them to the bush, actually, these birds. Anyway, our next recipe is a really simple little entree. It's basically Bushy's zucchini chips. We're going to start out with something from the garden, a zucchini. It's kitchen, and we're your host. Well, we're going to start off with the zucchini chips. Now, this is a very simple recipe to cook. It's very easy. There's simply two ingredients. The zucchini, which we just pulled out of the garden, and some pine nuts. Now, basically, it's a great recipe for if you've just got a zucchini out of the garden and you really want something quick, or if the girlfriend's come over, she's hungry before you go to the pictures or before you go out to the bush or whatever. You just start off with this and you can whip this thing up in a matter of minutes. Now, I'm just going to cut the zucchini up. We want a really nice sharp knife like this one. We basically cut the ends off the zucchini, then cut it lengthways.
Right down the middle there, you see? Ooh,
that's exactly right.
Its guts out.
Right there, cut the guts out of the zucchini.
That's it.
And we're just going to chop it up. Now, what are we going to cook this in, Zab?
Well, look, Bushy, you're a little bit wrong there. It's not just two ingredients, it's actually three ingredients. We're going to include the lovely olive oil here, pure.
Wasn't that Popeye's wife or something?
I'm not sure, yeah. Olive, yeah. Anyway, olive, I love olives. Now, olive oil is a good oil. Canola oil is something you might want to try and stay away with if you've got macular eye degeneration, you know, bad for the eyes when you get later and older. I know it might not matter now, but for later on in the future. But do keep in mind, we are going to heat up the oil. When you do heat up the oil, it changes its molecular structure and it gets all fermented and it can clog up your arteries. But if you're only just having a little bit just here and there, it's going to be quite all right.
Now, our second main ingredient we have with the zucchini chips are the pine nuts, and they come in a packet which looks like this. Here's some we prepared earlier. Nice, yummy looking pine nuts. Okay, let's go over to the stove and begin cooking.
And back to the stove for the first time today.
Welcome back to the stove for the first time today. To start out, let's grab our olive oil and pour it in.
Oh, slippery, slippery, slippery down. Oh.
We got it? You're not doing too well with that oil.
It's a bit slippery.
Okay. Alright, here we go. Chuck a bit of oil in. Quite a lot. I would always recommend use more oil rather than less. You can never really have too much olive oil. It's not bad for you, and as Michael said before, it's really quite good. Now, we just want to cut up our zucchini. We want to, sorry, not cut it up, fry up our zucchini like this. Turn the light on so we get better camera vision. Now, don't worry if a little bit of the oil splashes around everywhere. It's good for you.
Just wear your protective vest like me or your apron and you'll be quite okay. You won't get burned.
Actually, I forgot to put the apron on, the one with the doggy with the piece of pair of undies.
Might go get it out in a minute.
Now, when our zucchini gets to about this point, where you can see there's some little fluorescent green lines in it, it's probably about time to start thinking about adding the pine nuts.
Okay, this is where this one comes in.
Now, we at home, back home, myself and my partner Kelly, we call them pine sluts because they go with anything. So
that's right.
Let's just chuck the old pine sluts in. Chuck them all in. That's a good amount.
Beautiful.
Now, zucchini and pine sluts go really, really well together. It's actually a very well proven recipe. I used to make these just with the zucchini and just have it as zucchini chips as a little entree for our goulash or our stew or our steaks or whatever we were making on the day. But then Kelly decided one day we'll chuck a few pine nuts in, and voila, a great recipe was born.
Now nuts are good, they can go with anything, and especially for your vegetarians, okay, it's nice to have all the vegetables, your fruits, your bread, everything, but things like nuts, beans, your legumes are very important to give you that protein when you are missing out on that with your meat. So pine nuts, they're coming to the rescue just for this short intro, and they're going to be good for your girlfriend too, because she's going to need that iron.
That's exactly right.
Yes.
Now we've virtually got them cooked. Now I'd like you to film close into the pan again. Now you basically see these are beginning to get a little bit brown. When they're getting to a nice little toasty colour, that's when we actually want to take them out, and we'll serve them on the plate. Now a very important point here, can you pass us a white plate please, one of the big ones? No, big one. When you serve food, always serve it on a plain white plate. It looks a hell of a lot better when it's on a plain white plate. All these people come and serve food on a plate with some flowers on it or some bunnies on it or some...
You see, the thing is, you've got to look, I mean, that's a wonderful combination of colours, okay? It's not bright. It's this kind of a browny and a bland kind of colours with a bit of green. It's like going out into the bush or something, you know, it's very camouflage. Now you've got to embrace that beauty of the food. You want to see, you're seeing everything that you're eating here on the white plate. The white plate is just being the background. It's very important, that.
Beautiful.
Now let's take it over. And here you just get your fork out and start eating. It's a lovely little meal and very nice looking, and by the end of it you'll see there's some nice green olive oil left on the plate. So let's have a taste.
Well, they're probably a little bit hot now. I'll just blow on it a bit.
Good for a blow?
Absolutely marvellous, delicious. My girlfriend's going to be taking you to the bush after this for sure.
Excellent. Alright.
Now we're going to prepare for the chief taste test.
Yep, the big chief's taste test. Hey, how are you?
Not bad.
This is the chief, for everyone who doesn't know him, and you can tell because he's got a badge which says the chief. Here we go. Come on.
Right. Let's all come out and hang out
And
and
a taste of this.
eat a beautiful vegetarian meal with our chief. Chief's approval.
Good.
How many thumbs?
2 thumbs up. 2
Excellent.
thumbs up from the chief.